What's up? What's up? What's up, my beloved souls? Blessed be, blessed day. So I'm Autumn. For those of you who don't know me, the Enlightened daughter. For those of you who do, welcome back, High Vibe Tribe. It is the 10 portal. Sorry, I'm like all caught up, disheveled. I was like rushing home because it's 10:10 where I'm at in the world on the 10:10 portal. And I just felt like this power coming through me. And I'm like, let me get back and like do a reading and see what's going on with the collective. So sorry if I'm a little verklempt. I feel like a mess. I literally just ran in the house to try to get this done. Um, so sorry. Anyway, guys, hi, welcome. It's the 10:10 portal. So there's this beautiful energy, the number 10, right? 1 + 0 = 1. So the number 10 is all about new beginnings. It's that one, that fresh start, that um new beginnings, new opportunities, new love, new way of looking at things, new perspectives, right? We have this ability to really co-create a life that we want. We have this ability to co-create a life of joy and ease and grace and flow and abundance, and to manifest the things in which we really desire, right? There's a lot of support going on right now planetarily, for everyone to live life full out, right? And to really connect with like the deepest parts of yourself, and to be very crystal clear on that in which you are trying to manifest, right? That in which you are calling into your life at this present moment. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay. Um, so, what are you calling into your life right now? What is it that is in your heart of hearts that, this desire that you can't get away from? That, when you're doing anything else, you kind of feel incomplete. Like, what are we drawing in? What are you revamping, right? We're heading into eclipse season. So there was a lot that we set into motion during the last eclipse season. So now we're at this point where it's like, okay, you're here at this juncture. What did you start during that last eclipse season, and what are you really harvesting right now, right? We're still on this energy of harvest, right? You reap what you sow. So we have the harvest coming in from the old eclipse energy. We're moving into another eclipse. I think we have one in a couple, we actually have one in a few days. And then we have all of these new beginnings, right? So it's like 10:10 portal, new beginnings. It's the 10th the 10th month of the year. So we really have this opportunity to just do something differently, start something differently, to kind of revamp and reevaluate the things that we put into motion and see, hey, is this what I really want? Is this, are these manifestations of my desires, right? And understanding that the manifestations of your desires may be a little different than how you anticipated, right? So just know that things play out a little bit differently, and not be caught up in the 3D world, not to be discouraged or deterred by what seems like a calamity or chaos and turmoil, which is actually like kind of like us going through the back door to get you your goals, your dreams, your manifestations, right? So keeping your eyes open, being very aware, staying in the present moment, right? Your power is in the now. Keeping your vibration high, amplifying the energies of that in which you desire as opposed to that in which you don't desire, right? Because there are negative visualizations, and there's negative manifestations, and then there's the positive ones, right? A negative visualization is like you getting into an altercation with someone, or you being like, oh, I don't feel like going to work today because if I see this person, I'm gonna fucking like spaz out. And then, in your mind, you're already like in that energy, arguing with the person, frustrated and angry, right? We want to move away from that energy and call upon peace, call upon harmony, call upon grace, call upon joy, right? And really utilize those energies to manifest our highest and greatest ideal, right? Our highest and greatest life and timeline, right? So instead of thinking like, oh, I don't feel like going to work today because I got to deal with this person, be like, yo, I'm excited to go to work today. I'm almost done with this project. The weekend's faster than ever. I get great benefits at this company. Like, whatever the reasons, whatever the point is of you being in that part of your journey, right? Like, find the joy, find the gratitude, find the blessing in it, right? Find the grace in these moments, especially during the storms. There's always grace available. There's lessons and there's grace if we choose to tap into it, right? Um, I've started using this mantra, and just a good one. It's just like, I wonder what unforeseen good is going to come into my life today. right? I wonder what unforeseen good is going to come into my life today. I wonder what unforeseen blessing is going to manifest in my life today. Very simple, right? There's not a lot of resistance in that statement. I'm not putting, um, the divine in a box and trying to force something to happen. I am activating and attracting and magnetizing the energy of goodness to come into my life, and whatever that means, right? Maybe that's going to be through a new relationship or friend or financial blessing or a job opportunity or some information that you were looking for a project that you've been working on, like whatever that may be. So sorry, my lips feel super dry. um so we got all of that. Anyway, feel so dry. Sorry, guys. Can you tell I'm like all for verklempt? So we're gonna pull a couple of cards from different decks. But again, really just tapping into the energy of new beginnings, right? Starting something new, starting something fresh. What do I want to call into my life right now, right? What am I trying to manifest? What is this new path that I'm on? What is this new opportunity that I'm looking towards? What is this new way of seeing things, right? We have this opportunity to really just get a fresh outlook on things, right? And I've seen a lot in recent weeks this energy of like the Ace of Wands as well as the Ace of Swords. So that's telling me that not only do we have new that are happening as well, right? So it's like things are going to kind of be shaken up and like some hard truths are going to come in, but they're leading to, look at that, cut the deck. They're leading to such beautiful blessings, right? We're going to start with this deck because why not? So thank you, angels. Thank you, guys, for being here with me in the collective at this time. What do we need to know? What do we need to see in regards to this 1010 portal? What do we need to know? What do we need to see? Bonjour, Paul. I don't speak a lot of French, but you'll get that from me. Como ça va? So, again, you guys saw me just shuffle, right? Can you see? Sorry, let me move the camera. So we got new moon with promise, right? So we have a new moon coming up. I want to say on the 14th, right, with that eclipse, but promise is coming in. So again, all of this new energy with this 1010 portal, right? New relationships, new verbs, new jobs, new opportunities, a new way of looking at things, right? You have all of this coming in to really support you, right? For some of you, this is like up leveling in your relationship, right? So maybe you were just seeing each other and you guys decided to be committed, or you're committed and you decided you want to move into with each other, or you're going to get engaged, or maybe you're getting married, right? Like that's all of this energy. So there's a lot of beautiful newness coming in. I love this for everyone. I love this. That is also an energy. Sorry, they're reminding me that we have the energy of promise here, right? So there's a wish, there's a desire, there's a goal, there's a dream, there's something that you have put out into the ether. It's like a minute ago, and that promise is being fulfilled from heaven right now, right? Like that's that energy. So that's so beautiful. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Crystals focus, yeah. So again, our power is in the now, and we want to take our power, and you want to hone your energies. It's so funny. Where did it go? I was sitting here the other day. I was like all like in my head, and I was like kind of stressing out, and then I just heard something fall, and I'm like, what is that? Right? There was like no movement in my room, and this fell. It's a blue tiger's eye, and you see better now. Sorry, I'm facing away from my window, and it's still cloudy. I mean, sunny. But this blue tiger's eye is here. It is a stone of protection. It is a stone of luck and abundance. It's also a stone that helps with anxieties, to clear your mind, to ground your energy. And I was like, okay, thank you. Duly noted. You know what I mean? So working with crystals right now will support you in your journey, especially as we're traversing through these energies. It's important for us to stay really grounded. So tiger's eye, black obsidian, black tourmaline, black onyx, amethyst, red jasper, those are all really good stones to help keep you grounded, right? And also with this new energy and the stuff that we're calling in, right? Like this is also the stone of luck and abundance, right? So what are you calling in? What kind of favor? What kind of blessing? 10 10 on the clock. What kind of favor, blessing, new beginning, new, what do you want in your life, right? Like literally, like what do you want? Like you could have anything. You ain't have to worry about money. You didn't have to worry about other people's feelings. Like, what would your life look like? What would your tomorrow look like if you could get up and just live life according to you and not have to worry about anyone else or what anyone else got to say or the money or the means? You could just go fucking rock out. Like, what is your life going to look like? Right? Like, start amplifying that energy into your life. Right? Be the person that you've always been within your soul and allow that energy to come forth. You have the support of the universe right now. So beautiful. And then bottom of the deck, we have childhood with innocence. I love this. So a reminder to be playful, a reminder to have some joy in your life, a reminder that it's not that serious, a reminder to keep your heart open, right? When we play and we dance and we laugh and we create, right? We're in that childlike energy. This is also a reminder to trust in the universe, right? Like children are very innocent and they're very trusting. And this is trusting in the creative power that you're working with right now to create your universe, right? So whether that's God, angels, universe, source, the divine, most high, Elohim, there's all the names. Whatever that energy is that you connect with, that is giving you and sustaining your life, that energy that gives you the higher wisdom and knowledge and understanding right now, the energy that is pouring forth through you, that wants to see you live your life full out, happily ever after, in complete joy, right? That energy is here to support you and to start trusting in that energy, right? Like a child at Christmas, right? Like really, I feel like this energy is coming up today because it's the 10 10, because it's an energy of manifestations and support and new beginnings. When a child is desiring something for Christmas, they write it on their list, they send it to Santa, and then they wait for it to arrive. There's no like, oh, Santa has to give toys to everyone else and all the other kids in the world, and oh, maybe I'm asking for too much because I'm asking for a tricycle. Maybe I should just ask for, a stuffed animal instead. No, like kids are like, there's this magical person that once a year is going to give me whatever I want. If I'm good, I'm going to be good and I'm going to ask for what I want. Oh, I've been good this year, or at least I've been good most of the year, right? Like children will justify their bad behavior, right, to get what they want. But at the end of the day, they have this unwavering faith. And that's the energy that Jesus was talking about when, he referred to only children really, like you have to have the the vibration of a child to get into heaven, right? Children have unwavering faith. Children are so trusting. Children are so hopeful. They are so imaginative, right? And we can learn a lot from that. Again, when a child puts something out into the universe, they expect to get it. They're not worried about whether or not mom and dad has a job or where it's going to come from, or the fact that there's like 8 billion other people on the planet and they don't know if like what they're asking for is too much. No, what they know is this is what I want and I'm going to get it because I'm telling Santa and Santa will always give me what I want, right? Your heavenly father, heavenly mother, it is the same exact thing. It is the same exact thing. It says very clearly, biblically, that God will give us the desires of our heart, right? It is God's good pleasure to give us the desires of our heart. It makes your mother and father in heaven happy to see you happy. It makes them happy to bless you and to see your joy and to see your gratitude and to see, you really just living life full out. Like it brings them joy. So you don't need to be afraid to ask for some things. As long as you're not hurting anyone, yourself included, and not taking from anyone, you're fine. You literally can have whatever you want, right? We're leaving people out of this because people have free will, but outside of that, all it's all good. So what are you putting out there, right? I made a declaration, I want to say in like September, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm moving out of my place in October. Like super negative energy, lack of boundaries. Like there's just so many things that I was just like, yeah, I'm not happy with this, right? But at the time when I moved here, I was in alignment with it because I had a lower vibration, because I thought that was all that I could accept, because I felt um, that was my level of tolerance, right? And so being in this environment and shifting and having an awakening, right? Remembering myself, remembering my worth, remembering the power of my words and declarations and desires and intentions, right? Like I had to reactivate my power. I had to reclaim myself. I had to get myself in order and be like, bitch, like you're a goddess. Why are you letting these basic ass human people dictate your life? It don't happen like that, right? Had to set stronger boundaries, had to put people in check, had to change the way I was talking to myself, right? I had to reframe my declarations in order to make sure that the things that I want, I was going to get under grace, and I was going to get them in a timely manner, right? It's no longer like not sitting there like hoping and wishing for the best, right? It's like a kid at Christmas. They're not like, oh, hoping eventually I'll get it. No, they know Christmas is the day that they're going to get their shit. It's a countdown, right? And so that's how like some of us need to live our lives, right? Like, we're gonna count down. You got this, right? The desires of your heart. Cool. What do you want? What are you putting out there? Right? And is your vibration in alignment with that? Is that your truth? Or are you just kind of like sitting there hoping, right? Hope is a beautiful energy. But when you're really trying to create something in this universe, you need to shift from the energy of hope, which is kind of like, childlike, and you need to get into this not even childlike, because you really need to get into the energy of expectancy, right, with the universe. So you can hope and kind of wish and cross your fingers, and maybe if I squeeze and wish on the star really, 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 really hard, like Prince Charming will come save me, right? Or you can have this energy of expectancy, like, no, I asked my mother and father in heaven for this thing, and so therefore it shall be. So let me live my life knowing that I'm about to be up, I'm about to be on, I'm about to get the things that I desire, right? And not even question it. That's the energy that's coming forth. So you guys gotta like set some declarations during this new energy, and then just have this energy of fucking expectancy, right? The law of assumption. We're moving past the law of attraction, right? I want you to get to the law of assumption. Just put it out there. Whatever I say shall be given unto me according to my faith, right? Whatever you put out there, you shall receive according to your faith. So if you're not getting a lot back, it's because you're wavering in your feelings. You're wavering in your faith, right? You're going from faith to fear, faith to fear, faith to fear, faith to fear. And I get it, right? It happens to the best of us, but acknowledge it, be aware of it, and then do something about it. Okay? Fantastic. Sorry. It's all irritating me. Anyway, hot mess. Hot mess. Let's move on. Okay. Gateway. So thank you, angels and guides, for being here once again. Me and the collective. What do we need to know? What do we need to see for this 1010 portal? I love this. I saw this during the pre-shuffle. Rising above. What is happening? What is happening? Yay, you can see the cards. Okay. I see only beauty and grace. I love this energy. I love this energy because, again, we're in this time where you're manifesting new things, right? And you're calling all this beautiful new energy into your life. So, one, being high vibrational is important. Two, taking the high road, right? Just because you're on the move and you're growing and you're the phoenix rising and you're the lotus that's come out of the muck and you've been doing all this inner work doesn't mean everybody around you has, right? And so, like I've told you guys before, and I'll say it again, when things occur, challenges, trials, tribulations, whatever that is, it's like, okay, what's the lesson and where's the grace, right? That's the same exact it's energy. Like, let me see the beauty, let me see the lesson in all of this, and let me find the grace, because there's a gift in this. God sends us nothing but angels. Everything is a gift. It's a gift to awaken us, to enliven us, to enlighten us, to help us ascend, grow, to give the wisdom or a blessing or a miracle, whatever that might be to you, right? So you have this beautiful opportunity right now to live life full out, to open your heart, to make sure that you're taking the high road, right? To rise above the 3D realm that you're seeing, right? Don't be discouraged or deceived by what you're seeing with your physical eyes, right? It's time to activate and open your third eye, activate and open your heart, see the truth of things through the eyes of the Lord, and then move forward with that courage, that conviction, right? Not this 3D world that'll keep you stuck on stupid, right? We're rising above all of that. So beautiful. Look, embracing the future. I step into the future with an open heart. Again, what did I say? We want to open that third eye. We want to open our heart chakra. So this is you moving forward. This is you going to the next level of yourself, your next timeline, um, quickly moving through these doors. You know what I'm saying? And doing so with gratitude, like being happy about the changes that you're growing through right now because you know they're leading you to your happily forever after, right? Like I'm leaving my apartment, and if you look on paper, it looks weird, right? Like I have to leave, blah, 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 blah. But I'm leaving because I made the declaration that that's what I wanted. I made the declaration that I wanted to leave here with grace and move into a 3-bedroom closer to my kids' school. And I wanted to do it in the month of October. So in the 3D world, it looks kind of crazy, right? It looks like things are not working for me and that everything is working against me. But I know, and I know, and I know that I made a declaration and these things are happening for me under grace to take me to where I need to go, right? So I'm not worried about the barriers and upheavals and the delays, and I'm not worried about any of that other shit. I know that I need to look at things from a higher perspective because it's all leading me into my exact future, right? And that's the same conversation for all of you. Like, there are things that you're growing through right now because this is the last part of that cycle, right? We're finishing off all of that 9 energy. We're in the energy of the 10, right? So we have to close out those doors. We have to finish out some shit. We had to open our hearts. We had to heal. We had to learn to love ourselves. We had to take accountability. We had to see the patterns. Like, there's all the stuff that we had to grow through and go through and grow through, right? But in all of that, right, there's still light coming in. This stuff that we're growing through right now, right? And look at that, just beautiful light coming in. All this light coming in, right? So there's all of this illumination coming in for the collective right now, right? For us to see things with crystal clear clarity. Guys, it is so, you'll know this if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, but it is so important to have an awareness of what's going on in and around you, right? Not to absorb these distortions, but to really take a look at them and observe them and see, what do I need to learn from this? What's the pattern? What's the growth? What's the lesson? What's the grace? Right? Because we're growing through things right now in order to take us to the next time. Hair like in my mouth, fucking annoying. Yuck. I'm like, anyway. So what's the lesson? What's the grace, right? Like, all of this light is coming in to illuminate you, to illuminate your soul, to charge your solar plexus and your own internal sun, right? But also to make you see the things that you didn't see before, so that you have an awareness of them, so that you can move forward with crystal clear clarity and strength, right? Like, if you don't know something is broken, then you can't fix it, right? If you're not even aware the thing that you've been dealing with your whole life is broken, then you don't know to fix it. You've just been dealing with something that's broken that didn't work right. And you kind of get used to it, right? We get used to these handicaps, these dysfunctions, this inconsistency. And then we're guided to grow past that, right? And so with all of this light that's coming onto the planet, we're now seeing even more of the things that are going on in the dark, right? You're seeing all the ugly, and it's clear. I mean, I'm here in the States, we have our own civil, disorder that's going on. But, if you look around the world, Israel and Hamas and Ukraine and Russia, and there's just so much ugly going on in this world. But that's what happens when we have all this extra light coming in. It lets us see what's been hidden in the dark. And so now we get to see, wow, this is a really ugly world that we've created for ourselves. We have to do something about it. We have to make a shift. We have to heal it. You're being illuminated right now. And there are patterns that you're beginning to see. There's learned helplessness, right? There's the distortions maybe in some of your traditional or religious upbringings, right? And now there's a light shining in on you, right? A light that's illuminating your soul, illuminating your mind, illuminating, right, your third eye, your crown chakra, that's allowing you to see the distortions so you can completely end those cycles. And the growth that you're creating now isn't going to be growth. You're not planting, you know, a rose garden in a field of weeds, right? It's like you lived your whole life walking through weeds and not even knowing that they're weeds because you had no idea. And it wasn't until later in life, as you had to grow through certain situations and, life's trials and tribulations, that maybe you go to another garden and there you have like this beautiful person that's all into horticulture, and they're like, actually that's a weed and that's been damaging you. Like the stuff that's been trying to grow around it, the stuff that you see every once in a while, that's the truth of who you are. And so, we're going to hire someone, we're going to hire a landscaper, we're going to go over to your house, we're going to pull up all these weeds, and it's going to look crazy for a while, right? It's going to look crazy. There's not going to be anything there. It's going to be completely desolate. All you're going to see is dirt. But after a while, after we get out of that, after we get them all out of there, and after we take these new seeds and we're going to plant them there, and after we water them, after we give them love, after we put them in the sun, right? Your garden is going to look completely different. Your garden is going to be changed. There's going to be vegetation. There's going to be flowers, right? There's going to be new growth. New life is coming to it, right? You got butterflies, you got bees, you have dragonflies, you have all these things that are around you now that you never knew were even possible because you've been living your whole life in a garden of weeds. And so you've been given this opportunity, we all have, this past year, this past like cycle, to to close that, to end the generational curse of I'm harvesting weeds every year. No, no. We've all been given the light and the illumination to go, hey, those are weeds. And now we get to do something about it. And so now we're ripping out the weeds and we're tearing up our gardens, and we got our hoes and our tractors and whatever else people do that be gardening, I don't know. Um, and then we have these beautiful new seeds, right? And we're going to plant them in this fertile soil that we have that's luscious and full of nutrients, right? We're pouring beautiful, clean, fresh water on it, right? No pesticides. And the sun's coming down and giving, us all types of other life coming in. And you have this beautiful new growth available to you, right? And so part of you may look at your old life kind of like, I wasted all this time. But in actuality, you learn to appreciate your weeds. You learn to appreciate the beauty within them. And that's another part of all of this, right? Like, again, there's this attack on like the shadow, the shadow, the shadow. Like the shadow is with you your whole life, you know? It's a matter of, are you going to let the shadow dictate to you what you're doing, or are you the dictator, right? But take your human body. When you're moving around, your shadow is following what you're doing, not vice versa. So we're being shown, stop giving your power away. Stop giving your power away to something that's not even in control of you. You are in control of you. You are in charge of your life. And yes, the light is coming in so that we can see the shadows. And guess what? The brighter the light, the greater the fucking shadow. That's why all of this is being shown to you. Not for judgment, not for criticism, not for condemnation, but to show you, hey, this is a part of yourself. Can you embrace this part of yourself? Can you embrace the part of yourselves that aren't beautiful, that are ugly, that can be low vibrational, that might have hurt someone, that can be a little critical, right? Can you embrace those parts of yourself with love and be like, you know what? Thanks for the lessons, right? The egoic mind is good for stuff like that. Love my ego because it helps me to be motivated sometimes, right? It's like, no, I'm not giving up on this shit. Like, I'm gonna keep moving through it, and I got this, and I don't care what anyone says, right? Like, that's your ego, like cheering you on. Yes, battery in the pack and your back, you know what I mean? Like, that's great. The ego is not good when you're like trying to heal and to grow, and you're like, you know what, this doesn't make sense to me, and the ego's like, yeah, well, that's what everyone else is doing, and you're like, yeah, but they're broke, or they're unhappy, or they're overweight, or they have unhealthy relationships, or they're miserable every day. Why would I want to recreate that life for myself? And it's like, well, that's what's always been done, right? That's the garden of weeds. We just let it grow, right? Why can't you just be happy where you're at? Why can't you just be happy with what you have, right? And then we're like, no, because I know this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. I'm not doing it, right? There's something more for me. And that's this energy, this new beginning, this 10 energy. There's something more for you. And if you allow it, if you allow yourself to feel the joy, to raise your vibration, right? Soaring into joy, she's motherfucking floating with balloons. You have to raise your vibration, right? If you allow yourself to have your vibration raised, if you allow yourself to feel the joy, if you allow yourself to rise above all the 3D nonsense that's coming about at you, to have the bigger picture, right? To shine a light on the things in which are no longer serving you and clean up your own garden, you have a beautiful, beautiful future awaiting you. And look at that. The door is wide open and she's walking what? Right into the light, right? The path is open. So beautiful. So beautiful. Work your light, Oracle. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guys. Okay. I felt this energy, the crumbling. So this is like the tower, right? Things are falling apart. But again, this isn't something to be afraid of, right? This is the last of that trauma, bullshit, limitations, fears, blockages, stagnation. Like, that's the end of that. It's the end of the darkness. It's the end of the stuff that has kept you trapped in fear. It's the end of your powerlessness. It's the end of condemnation and judgment and self criticism. It is the end of not loving ourselves. It is the end of not being open to receive. It is the end of us not feeling like we're in our power. It's the end of us not believing that we co-create our life, right? That's what's all coming down. Bullshit. Time for the darkness to go away, and we're stepping into what? More light. I love this. I love all the light today. So delicious. And look at the fruitfulness of this, right? You got flowers, you got vegetation, you got greenery, right? In the garden of our soil, of our soul. I love that. Look at God just showing off. 1 second. I love my tea. All right, so we got a lot. Trust the niggle. What is the niggle feeling? What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Right? So if you see all three women, their hands are in front of their solar plexus. Our solar plexus is our masculine energy. That is our fire chakra. That is our internal sun, right? That's your gut feeling. So what is your gut trying to tell you? Right? Our minds will try to justify things. Our hearts sometimes can be a little too loving, right? But you have this feeling within you. It feels good. It feels bad. It feels right. It feels wrong. It feels like I'm on my path. It feels like I need to be doing this. And it could be I need to be doing this and I'm scared. There's nothing wrong with being scared as you move things forward, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But it's a matter of just knowing and being like, I need to start trusting that inner guidance. I need to start trusting my internal GPS. I need to start trusting in my higher self, right? That's that feeling. So what is that trying to teach you? And again, like in the spiritual world, it's like you feel the energy and, the vibration. There's all types of words for it. In the street, it's like you feel somebody and you don't. You know what I mean? Somebody get around you and you're just not fucking with them and you may not know why. You know what I mean? That is your higher self guiding you guys. So whether it's energy that you feel or your guides or your vibration or however you choose to word it, that is what it is, right? So it's a matter of you taking a step back from that energy sometimes and being like, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like children can feel a person's vibration. They could feel a liar. They could feel someone that's not good for you. They feel someone that's being sneaky. Like they know. You ever see when a child wants to be around someone and when they don't? You know what I mean? That's that same feeling, right? Trust that feeling. Don't overthink it. Don't try to talk yourself out of it. You feel the way you feel for a reason. Rock with it and trust that, and know that the divine will lead you to the next and to the next and to the next and to the next. All right. Sometimes we really just want to give people the benefit of the doubt. You need to trust your gut. Okay. Pillar of light. Look at this again. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Look at all these freaking messages of light. This portal is no freaking joke with all the light that's coming in for everyone. Look at this. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Again, you have to trust in your own inner guidance. You have to trust in your own higher self. If you are the oracle, you are connected to the divine, right? So how are you looking outside of yourself for more knowledge, wisdom, and understanding when it's all coming from within you, because it is you, right? So keep your vibration high. Again, we want to take this energy, right? Soaring high, rising above, right? All of this light, coming in, all of this light coming in, even in the midst of the darkness, right? There's still light coming in everywhere. So embrace it. You know, for some of you, I'm sure your sleep patterns have probably been off. Your diets might have changed a little bit, and that happens a lot when we're receiving all of these light codes. So it's important for you to stay really grounded at this time. Again, the black stones, the red stones, amethyst will all be really supportive to you in English. Eating grounding foods, anything that's really coming out of the dirt. You know what I mean? Like, gotta wash it off type of thing. The potatoes, the squashes, the garlics, the onions, the yams, all that stuff is really gonna be supportive to you during this time. Okay. Where were we? Um oh. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? So for some of you, see the light? Where is it? Over her solar plexus. Yeah, so for some of you, this is just reclaiming your own power, right? And remembering that you are powerful, and to stop hiding your light, right? Like, listen, guys, when I came on this path, or I started this path, like full out, like this whole camera conversation shit every day wasn't with it. Wasn't with it. I think a lot of my first videos, I think, were just me showing the cards and not even talking, or just talking about the cards, right? But I have a job to do on this planet, right? I have a mission. And part of that mission means that I need to stand in front of the camera and have very hard conversations with people sometimes, right? It means that I'll be on stages having very tough conversations with people sometimes. It means that I have things that need to be said that others are necessarily have the courage or the conviction to say. So I couldn't hide behind the camera anymore. I couldn't keep staying in the dark, knowing that there's work to be done, knowing that there are people that can use the healing and the energy and the guidance that I could provide for them, right? Like, how selfish of me to just want to hide behind the camera, knowing that it's bigger than me, right? Knowing that it's way bigger than me, that it's not about me in that moment, right? And so many of you have gifts and talents and skills that you're sleeping on, or that are kind of like being hidden under. It's like putting a the candle under the table, right? Makes no sense. Makes no sense, right? It's time for you to take your beautiful, beautiful lit candle and put that shit on top of the table and illuminate the room. You're not doing anyone any service of good by keeping yourself small, by dimming your light, by not standing on your path, by not speaking your truth, by not living authentically, by not allowing yourself to be vulnerable and honest with who and what you are. You're not benefiting anyone by doing that. Okay? And to say that you love and honor God in this thing, knowing that you're a child of the divine, well, then how are you honoring your relationship with your heavenly mother and father, the king and queen of all that is, by living like the prodigal son, sleeping with the swine, right? Like, that is not an honor to the status in which you were born into. That is not an honor to the status in which you have a right to claim as your birthright, right? If you are the daughters and sons of the king of all kings and the queen of all queens and the heavens and the earth, then why are you allowing yourself to feel less than? Why are you allowing others to make you feel less than, or taking taking the opinions of others first. That shit, listen, people will always have something to say, and people will judge you and criticize you in ways and manners that they don't have a right to, especially when their shit's not all in order, right? But people always have something to say. So fuck them people, right? Like, this is your life. You need to be happy with the choices that you're making. You need to be happy with the life that you're living and that you're creating for yourself, right? That's between you, and you. That's it. People are always going to have something to say. And you have to remember that a lot of people are giving you guidance and direction from their own limitations, their own fears, their own doubts, and their own suffrage, right? Misery loves company. And so many people will guide you down the same miserable path that they took, because why shouldn't you suffer too? They had to suffer to live their life. They had to suffer to take care of their kids. They had to suffer at a job that they didn't like. They had to suffer with their health. So why shouldn't you? Right. And so when you're choosing to opt out of that and you're like, no, life is calling me to do something else, you're going to get a lot of challenges. You're going to get a lot of kickback. You're going to get a lot of upheaval. Right. But this is your 10 time, or your new beginning, your one, right? This is time for you to activate your codes of abundance, your codes of joy, your codes of love, your codes of divinity, right? This is about you. And you can allow your life then to be a guiding star to others later on. But this isn't about you dimming your light. No, 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 no. It's about turning that shit all the way up. And people are either going to come towards the light because it's been dark forever and they need that, and they needed a new light, and they needed hope, and they needed some type of guidance, or they're going to turn away from the light because it's too bright. Some people will just get sunglasses and kind of like see what's happening and kind of adjust. Either way, that's not your problem. Your problem is to your problem. Your task is to shine. Your task is to be luminous. Your task is to step forward on your path and see, well, what do I need to be doing? Right? Where am I being called to lead? What can't get out of my soul? What keeps pulling me back? Right? When we are not on path, we get problems and chaos and turmoils and dis-ease and illnesses start to arise because we're moving away from the dictates of our soul. So this is you activating your higher self, right? Your own inner guidance, and being like, where do I need to go, right? What's gonna lead me to my highest and greatest good? What does my happily ever after look like? And am I doing anything to get there? Or am I just fucking sitting there and hoping and wishing? Right? What does your happily ever after look like? What does your ideal relationship look like with your body, with your friends, with your family, with your partner if you have one or you'd like one? What does your ideal relationship look like with your money and your finances, with your career and your business? What does happily ever after look like as terms to your lifestyle, where you're living, or the types of activities that you're doing, right? Like, what does that look like to you? If you're sitting there with the, oh, I don't know, well, then don't be surprised when life gives you, oh, I don't know, right? You have not because you ask not. You need to be clear about what you desire, right? I want a passionate, loving, romantic partner that I can count on financially and emotionally and mentally, and I know that they're going to support me in my goals and dreams, and I'm going to support them in their goals and dreams. And you know, if they have children, I'm going to love their children like they're my own, and they're going to love my children like they're their own, and we're going to have a beautiful family together, and we get to travel the world together as a family and do charitable works and see sacred sites, and make love under the moon or on the beaches, or whatever the fuck that looks like to you, right? Partner, business, whatever that is, start getting clear about it and start putting it out there. And then ask yourself every day, am I doing anything about getting myself closer? There's a lot that's going to come to you. There's way more that's going to come to you than you're actually going to do on this path. But you have to be clear about what it is that you're calling in so that it can start coming your way, right? Whether that's love, whether that's a successful business or career. Recently, I'm doing two coaching courses, for those of you who don't know. I've been promoting the one for men a lot because I'm working with men like 25 to 55 who work and who are looking for more success in their life, but may have been struggling with like depression or suicidal thoughts, right? That's a big, that's a big heart led activity for me, right? Because the amount of male suicide is so high and it's going up every year, and that's a problem for me, right? That's a real health crisis for me. I have a son, I have a ton of men in my family. The last thing I want is for any one of them to take their own life thinking that they didn't have a way out or that they weren't good enough, or the number of reasons. So big deal. And then the women that I'm working with, um I'm now going to be working with women who have had cancer and who are trying to reclaim, have sex again, and make sure it's enjoyable and pleasurable. So, those are two big callings that came through me, and it's up to me to do something about it. Right now, I could have gotten all that information, all those downloads, and I could have been like, okay, God, that's cool, yay, or I could have been like, huh, that's really dope. Let me see where we're being led with all of this, right? And as soon as I stepped onto the path with the women and the cancer and stuff like that, and I'm taking notes and I'm just, channeling all this energy and all these messages, and I'm like, cool, and I happen to be on the bus and I'm just writing, right? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about necessarily, but I know what's coming through me. And I'm like, show me how to help them, God. And then I just let it come through, Um, and I was talking, this guy was like, are you in school? And I'm like, no, I'm creating this course for women that have had cancer and I want them to be able to have, pleasurable sex again and, to reclaim their bodies and blah, blah, blah. And this man was like, oh my God, I'm a doctor. I used to work at the CDC and blah, 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 blah. Do you have a card? I would love to help you. I can put you in contact with it. Right now, I'm saying all that to say this. All I did was have a feeling that this was something that I needed to come through. I was literally sitting, in front of my altar as I am right now, and I heard very clearly, you know, um, the three words, sex after cancer. Those were three words that I heard. And I was like, oh. And so I wrote it down. And immediately I thought of the women in my life that have had cancer. Immediately, I thought of just the women in my life that have been coming to me over the years for guidance when it comes to sexuality. I thought of the book that I wrote, Soul Sex, and I was like, okay, this all seems to be, kind of playing together. But it wasn't an initial thing. Like I was just kind of like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna move forward with this because obviously it's coming through me for a reason, and obviously I can do something about it. And then there, the universe literally puts someone in front of me that is going to be a huge activation and help on this path, right? Whether that's leading me to other healthcare professionals that can help guide me on this, or helping me with the book that we're going to be writing, um, or just giving me clear guidance from a medical perspective. I'm a healing intuitive. I didn't go to medical school. All of my healing comes through divine channeling, right? And that's why I work with energy and crystals and all that other stuff. So it's such a beautiful gift to have someone who did go through that stuff, but also is very tapped into the spiritual and meditation world and sees the value in the thing that we're trying to bring forth so that we can help more people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying all that to say this. You guys will be led towards your highest and greatest good once you realize what that is, right? Once you start pinpointing it. And I'm not saying that you need to have your whole life figured out. That's unrealistic. But I'm saying that you can be clear about a couple of things that you like. Like, you know what? I think I want to move to France in 3 years and get a freaking villa by the water or beach. I don't know. I've never been to France, right? By the beach or something like that, right? And stating that intention and putting it out there. And I'm not saying that you have to have these declarations in front of people. A lot of the stuff that I declare and convict and believe in myself, or just conversations that I have with me and me, whether I'm looking in the mirror or at the camera, or it's just me journaling. Like I'm making these decisions about my life and I don't give a fuck who agrees or not. 9 times out of 10, I don't say anything to people externally about it because I don't want anyone's low vibrational energy trying to distort me from my path or trying to deter me from my goals and dreams and my happiness, right? I don't want someone else's fear energy to influence what I'm growing, right? I don't want somebody's weeds in my fucking garden. You know what I'm saying? Long story short. All right. So we got, inner temple. Look at this. Devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. Look at all this damn light. I can't, like, I just can't. Look at the light. It's so, again, the power is in our now. It's about being really grounded and connected. Again, I said, open your heart, open your eyes, right? It's time to tap in, tune in. You guys are getting messages, you're getting downloads, you're getting everything that you need. You're just, for some of you, you're not taking action because you're scared. For some of you, you're overthinking shit, right? And you're not believing in the power of your own, you don't believe in your own co-creative manifestation powers. And I get that. I get that because a lot of times we manifest accidentally, right? And so we don't really realize that we've been co-creating and doing this whole dance for as long as we probably have been on this earth. Well, not probably, have been on this earth. We're always manifesting, we're just not aware of it. So now it's the time to take accountability and ownership of your vibration, of your manifestations, of the things that you're calling for, right? Like, we need to live life very intentionally. What is your intention for today, right? I said one of my intentions for today was that some unforeseen good would find its way to me today. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that means. I don't know how it's going to show up. All I know is that some unforeseen good is going to come to me on this day. And I'm open to it, and I'm happy for it, and I'm grateful for it. And I'm not going to box God in and limit it and be like, oh, well, it has to happen. Like, no, I don't know. Give me all the goodness, right? Because I could be blessed financially, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, right? I could have like 10 things happen at once. Why would I want to limit myself to the one? You feel me? All right. Oh, no, we got Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan, seeding the light. What have we been talking about? We've been talking about the garden of your soul, right? So, what are the seeds that we're planting? Guys, this is a time of manifestations, right? This is a time to really make sure that the seeds that you're putting in your garden make sense. Are you planting weeds or flowers or vegetation? Like, what do you want that to look like? Right? Laying foundations for a bigger purpose. Look at this. We got freaking little Egyptian energy back there. We got all these stars in the background, right? So connecting you with ancient Egypt, connecting you with your star seed origins, right? So beautiful. I love that. Soul family coming in as well. So for many of you, you might have been making this call and not even knowing it. Oh, I meant to say this before. You also have like this kind of like twin flame energy going in, right? Because they're mirroring each other. So for some of you, you're going to be meeting your soul tribe, your soul family. For others of you, you know, you might be meeting or doing work with your divine counterpart, or your divine counterpart. You'll meet your divine counterpart through your work. I just heard that as well. All right, sorry, this card just slipped off and wanted to come out. Break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, rewriting the future. I swear, you can't make this stuff up, right? We talked about this with the breaking barriers card, right? It's the same thing. Breaking barriers, break the change. You are the conduit of change, right? And bottom of the deck, share your voice. Come out of the cave, persecution and expression. It's that same energy, right? You have a voice, you have a purpose, you have a mission here on this planet. It does not mean that you need to be sitting here on YouTube. It does not mean that you need to be doing a TED Talk. It could mean that you're writing a book. It could mean that you're creating cakes. It could mean that you build shit. You're a welder, you're a plumber, whatever that is, you have a divine purpose. I don't know how many freaking people I meet that are avid students of spirituality or religion or, you know, all these different things. And I mean, I'm talking God, I'm talking spirituality, I'm talking higher dimensions, I'm talking multidimensionality, I'm talking all this stuff with just random people that I meet on the street, right? It's not random. That's all of us. It's all of you. You have a voice. Are you willing to share it? Are you willing to share, you know, your perspectives and your outlandish ways and the fact that, like, you know, you believe that you're not from this planet, that you're a freaking star seed, or that, you know, that you can channel the energies of angels, or that you're, I don't know, people, I don't know. You know, people are always fucking doubting us. I don't even listen to the judgments anymore because I just don't care. But the point is, it's time for you to step up out of the cave. It's time for you to open your mouth. It's time for you to stop being skirt and do what you got to do. All right. We're going to get some final messages, and then I'm going to let you guys go. Let myself go. I got shit to do. Thank you, angels. Thank you, guides. Oh my God. This is just what fell out. The Eight of Wands, Hermit, and Justice, right? So there's justice, there's karma, right? This is like a card of karma with justice. So things coming into balance, things being weighed out, a lot of karma clearing and healing coming in, right? And then with this hermit energy, it's kind of like we had to take a step back, right? Be one with ourselves, ground our energy, kind of get ourselves in order, right? In order to move things forward, in order to embrace this really quick energy that's coming in. So there's a karmic cycle that's coming to an end, and we need to make sure that we're grounded and secure, steady within our own energies, because things are about to speed up for you guys. All right. It's really important that you stay grounded during this time, because things are going to move very, very quickly. And if you're not grounded and centered, you can easily be thrown off path. So be mindful of distractions. Be mindful of lack of clarity. Be mindful of your own energies. The first card I see is New Beginnings. That's why I'm smiling like that. I'm fucking here for all of it. I'm here for all of it. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Gabriel, right? Queen of Fire, Queen of Wands, passionate, charming, brilliant, independent. This is a divine feminine who is in her power, who is not afraid to take a risk. She is a little feisty, very strong, very passionate, very loving, very giving, right? But definitely knows about boundaries, and she is magnetic, right? Fire glows, right? So in the midst of all this darkness, you're going to see her because she's always on fire. She's always glowing. So there's a lot of this energy of people just being drawn to you, of your energy being really magnetized during this time. So expect, good things to come in. Expect blessings. Expect help. Expect breakthroughs, right? Expect the right people to show up on your path. You have to be clear, guys. I cannot state that enough. You have to be clear. And I'm not saying that you need to have your whole fucking life figured out. That is not the point. But what is a goal or a desire that you can work on right now, that you can put into the universe and that you can start taking some steps towards? For instance, okay, so I have a client that I'm working with, and they are an entrepreneur in the hospitality field, and they can be easily distracted, I want to say, by the carrot in your face, right? The numbers, the dollars and cents. And so in having this conversation, I was like, okay, so these offers are on the table. Great, fantastic. Love that for you. Having said that, what is your end goal now? Like, at one point, your end goal was kind of like entrepreneurship in this field. Now I feel like you're doing something else, which is going to lead you to another field. Is that the field that you actually want to be in? It's like, well, no. Well, okay, well, this opportunity, although it's great, numbers and cents, dangling little carrot in front of our face, isn't necessarily going to help you grow and evolve as far as what you want to do in your own career, right? So be clear. Is your goal still, sorry, I have hair everywhere. Is your goal still the same as it was before, or has it changed? Now, in this conversation, we also need to acknowledge that there's no wrong answer, right? If your goal 3 months ago was to be an entrepreneur, and you decided after having done whatever, you grown through at the moment, that that's not the role for you anymore, and you'd rather just want to work for someone in like a reliable, stable company, then that's fine. And then we need to start taking action steps towards that, right? But I'm not going to keep taking action steps towards being an entrepreneur when I want to go work for someone else at their company, right? Because it's very conflicting energy. So being very clear about what you're desiring in your life so that the universe can start working with you to create it. And again, and I've told you guys this before, and I will say it again, I'm a big fan of journaling. I'm a big fan of journaling. I believe in it wholeheartedly. When we script things out, and you guys know I'm a big scripter, right? When you script things out, you start to see your life manifest in a way that you desire. You guys, you're the high vibe tribe, right? You are a part of my soul family, a part of my soul tribe. We're not living our life as extras in somebody else's play, right? This is you being the lead role in your life. You are the leading man. You are the leading lady, right? You get to decide what your happily ever after looks like. You get to decide if you suffer on that path or not, because many of us think that we have to suffer in order to get the things that we truly want and desire, when that is not true. Miracles occur every day if we're open to it. When we're not seeing miracles every day, that means that we are separate and separated ourselves from the divine. That means that we're off path somehow, right? I literally see or hear about miracles on a daily basis. I tap in and I pay attention and I tune into people and their emotions and their feelings for that reason. 1111, I'm saying. So once you're clear on what that goal, desire, dream is, then the universe can start bringing that energy to you. And again, I don't want you guys worried about the little fucking details. Do you want to maybe travel the world one day with your partner and see all of the freaking sights in the world? Great, fantastic. You're single? Great, fantastic. What's something you could do right now? I don't know. Get your fucking passport, make sure it's up to date. Like, that's the bare minimum that you can do right now, right? Or see if you have luggage. Well, am I going to take this luggage with me where I go? Or maybe I need to get a new bag, right? I want to travel the world with my partner and I want to go to the beach. Oh, well, my body's not really beach ready. All right, well, maybe I need to start working out right now and get myself beach ready so I'm ready to go when the time comes, right? And you start doing the little stuff that you can do on your end, and God will do what you can't. And you never know. Maybe while you're at the gym, you meet your divine counterpart, or while you're out on the run, or I don't know how people, whatever you do to exercise to get your body in order, right? Or maybe when you're on your way to the post office to get your passport, right? You run into somebody who is a travel agent and they got discounts and all this stuff, and there's a trip coming up and it's for singles, and you know what I'm saying? Like, just instead of sitting here stressing about the shit, like, all right, well, what's the goal? I want to meet someone who is 45 years or older, that's financially stable and reliable, that, you know, I can feel safe with, that's honest and trustworthy and loving and passionate, romantic, that's going to make me feel like a queen or an empress every day, that, you know, loves and values me and keeps me safe, and I feel the same way about them, right? Put that out into the fucking universe. You don't need to figure out where they're going to be coming from or whatever. And you can say, yeah, I want them to be over 45. And guess what? You meet someone that's 35 and they're the perfect candidate. And so in that moment, you're like, fuck the age. I found my mate. You know what I'm saying? But you're getting clear, and at least you're putting it out there. So I want you guys to really just, and I keep harping on this because it's so important during this time. You're being so supported. Again, sorry, I was laughing, but this was the card that came out. That was the first card that I saw. New beginnings. Right? And the first card of our reading was what? A promise under the new moon. New coming in right now. Right? New. Starting a new life. Finding your purpose. I did not even know that card said that. Wow. Sorry. It doesn't matter how often I do this work, and I do readings every day. I'm still in awe by the divine. I swear every day God blows my fucking mind. A forgiving and compassionate review of the past, right? So we have family here, right? We have forgiveness, we have compassion, we have new beginnings, we have a fresh start. You know, so for some of you, maybe this is a fresh start for you and your family. Maybe you're moving, maybe there's, you know, a new partner coming in, right? Maybe if you're single, right? Single mom or a single dad, Maybe you're meeting your divine counterpart, right? Or maybe you're just a single woman, single man, and you're meeting someone and you guys are going to have a family together. But this is about something new coming into your life, new relationship, a new perspective, a new outlook, a new hope, right? All of this beautiful energy coming in. I love that for you. And right under that was the world card, a happy ending coming full circle. So again, I said spiritual growth. You guys are ending cycles, right? We're very clearly closing shit out, and this is all about starting new. So you've cleared the karma, right? We saw the justice card come out earlier. It's like we've cleared the karma, we've closed the cycle, we've ended that pattern, and now we get to move forward. Now we get to try something new. Now we get to step on this new timeline, right? In perfect love and perfect trust with our hearts open. I love this. So, we have Archangel Michael here, and he's the warrior of heaven. So, for some of you, this has been a fight. I'm not going to say that this cycle that you're ending out was easy. Fuck no. I just went through hell and high water a million times. None of this is easy, and I'm still in the midst of some fucking storms right now. But I'm not worried about the storm because I know storms are temporary. I'm not worried about the fucking raindrops because I'm a fucking weather goddess. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, all right, well, that's inconvenient. That's annoying. I'm not going to deal with that anymore. And people are like, what? And I'm like, I'm not dealing with that anymore. That's not an energy that I want to deal with. I'm not co-signing that bullshit. Next, none. And I dismiss it. And people laugh because they're like, you're just right, because it's my life. And I'm choosing to opt into certain shit and opt out of certain shit. And if I don't like it, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to suffer anymore. I'm not going to be miserable anymore. I'm not going to sit here and try to live a life to make other people feel good about the shit that I'm going through as if they have to deal with the choices of it. No. When people come to me and for guidance and clarity, I'd like to see what they like, what they want to do, what their desires, and I might give them options, and I might give them choices and different perspectives, but at the end of the day, they have to deal with the consequences of those choices, good, bad, or indifferent. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, you should do this and you should do that, you should do that, knowing that I'm not the one that has to deal with those choices. They do. Do I want them to suffer? Do I want them to be miserable? Do I want them to be unhappy? It says a lot about me if I do, right? All right, so we got the Eight of Michael, right? I feel like this is a lot of you. This is the cycle that you guys are ending, right? Is this learned helplessness? Is this disempowerment? Is this energy of, well, I can't and I don't know and I can't see? It's like, all right, now, like I see now with clarity. I know better. And now that I know better, I'm going to be better. I'm going to be doing better. So I feel like this is an old energy, right? Where you're walking out of that fucking garden of weeds, right? So ridiculous. And then all this, look, Seven of Raphael. You have to make a choice, right? That's the Seven of Cups. It's about making a choice. We got a lot of options. This is where discernment comes in. This is where our higher self comes in, right? What are the choices that you're going to be making? What's the good? What's the bad? What's the up? What's the in? What's the out? Right? Are you choosing from fear? Or are you choosing from faith? Are you choosing from the desires that you want for yourself and your life and your goals and your dreams? Or are you doing this because someone else told you that that's what you should do? Right? Let's be really clear about the choices that we're making, especially during this energy where it's being supported. The universe is benevolent. Whatever we put out, we're going to get back. Good, bad, or indifferent. So what are the seeds that you're planting at this time? Right? What are the choices that you want to make? What is your tolerance level? Again, take a step back and take a look at your life and start seeing shit. That is your level of tolerance. If you're not happy where you're at, you need to raise the bar. Right? We got the Nine of Ariel. Woo! It's the Nine of Pentacles, right? It's my single ladies card, but this is about financial independence or security. This is about knowing your worth and that you can make things happen. This is about feeling good financially and the things that you've created, right? Dreams coming true. Look at that. It's like a beautiful life. We got the freaking rainbow in the background, right? The indication of the promise of heaven, right? So more promises coming through, more breakthroughs coming through. I love that. We got the unicorn there with the beautiful healing. And then you have the mountain in the background indicating all that straight, right? So this wasn't easy, this path, right? The fact that you are in this energy, this Nine of Pentacles energy now, or that you're coming into it, this was hard work, right? This was you having to to be really strong internally, right? As the mountains are indicating, right? That's pure strength. And you had to do a lot of healing, inner healing work, right? As indicated by that unicorn. So again, you've done the hard work that's led you to this point, right? This is why you're getting all this stuff. So, don't let anyone make you feel bad for the things that are coming to you right now, for the blessings, for the goodness, for the miracles in your life, because you planted those fucking seeds a long time ago. You've been putting in work for a long time ago. You've been doing the inner work for a really long time, right? And so you deserve to be blessed right now. You don't have to feel guilty about it. You don't have to justify it to anyone, none of that shit, right? Just know it and receive it under grace. As long as you're not hurting anyone, yourself included, as long as you're not taking from anyone, it's all good. It's all good. We have the Ace of Raphael, or the Ace of Cups. So for some of you, this is new love coming in. And again, with that twin flame energy or soulmate energy with the two dolphins back here in the background. But this is just a love of self, a love of life, um, opening our heart. There's a potential for a new relationship for some of you. For some of you, that might be like a business relationship or a friend. For others of you, it will be romantic. But this is just a really heart-centered card. Wow. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. I just saw on the clock. 1 11 11. So really heart-centered. Again, that was a big part of this reading, right? Keeping our eye open, keeping our heart open, and staying really grounded, right? So this is such a beautiful energy. Stay in our hearts. For those of you that are single, right, this is a new love coming in for you that you can trust, right? Someone that you can count on. This is like a dream come true, a wish fulfilled kind of energy. It's beautiful. Change your life. Love that. A sudden revelation that offers freedom. Break free of procrastination. So shaking shit up, shifting things around, seeing things from a new perspective. Kind of like the storms that are going through, right? Like sometimes, again, we have that upheaval that comes through. We have to move things around in order for change to occur. And it doesn't always feel good. I know change can be a scary thing for a lot of people, but it's like one of the constants in the universe. It's inevitable, right? So moving on. Embrace the opportunities that change bring. I said that with that Ace of Wands energy, right? That Ace of Swords, and we got the Queen of Gabriel. So there's a lot of new shit that's going to be coming in. There's going to be some tower moments for a lot of you, or it's going to feel like a tower moment, depending on where you're at vibrationally. We'll see if you receive it that way, right? Now, the world is falling apart around you. The world seems like it's falling apart around you, right? But if you remember to stay still, you remember to stay calm, you're going to see what's on the other side of this, right? So it's like, despite what it looks like through our physical eyes and our external interpretations of things, that is not the truth of this message. That is not the truth of who you are. That is not the truth of your vibration. And so despite outward appearances, you're going to be fine. You're going to come out on top. You're steady. You're growing. You're illuminated. You're being protected and taken care of. And I think that's a big part of this message as well, is don't forget you're protected. Right? You see how there's just like the structure around, but nothing is going in. There's no harm coming there. So again, as life is shifting and turning around you, do not be discouraged, because you are protected, right? You are safe. And this lightning and all that shit, that's just a reminder of your own inner power, right? These things that are crumbling around you are because you want and have put out into the universe for them to crumble. You needed a change. You needed a shake up. You needed grace. You needed a shift. And the universe is like, cool, bet, got you. All right. And then last but not least, to end this reading on the 1010 portal, first of all, thank you so much for joining me. Whether you joined the live or you're just playing it back, I don't care. I love you. 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 And that's it. Here comes the sun. Doo-doo-doo. So, one, the happiest card in the deck, right? It doesn't matter what happened before this. As long as you see the sun, you know that everything is going to be A-okay. So many blessings, so many gifts, so much illumination coming in for you right now. Love that for you, right? Life is wonderful. Thrive through the power of positive thinking and inspiring success. So keep your vibration high. All the sun coming through to illuminate your mind. Do not be discouraged by the shifts and the changes that are going on, because they're all here to serve your highest and greatest good. And let's get really clear about what it is that we're trying to manifest, because we're being super supported during this time to bring that to fruition. Okay? I'm going to leave it there. I love you. My head is starting to hurt. Oh, wow. Some crown chakra activations coming in. All good. Anyway, I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. Don't forget to make your declarations in a positive state. You can command the Most High God to work in your favor. You're a co-creator of this universe that is coming from a space of love in your heart, right? We're not over here being like, God, you need to go get your kid and smack him. No. But we are being like, you know what? I declare and believe that today some unforeseen good is going to come my way, and I can't wait to receive it. I declare that I'm moving before the end of this month, and I'm moving into a 3-bedroom closer to my children's school so that they can walk there, and that all of it will be taken care of under grace. That's what I'm putting out into the universe, and I'm not stressing it, because as I said it, so shall it be, and so it is. Amen. All right. I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you, and I will see you next time, my beloveds. Later.